Now the urge has somehow fallen off. So it's more than a year and a half. So I abstained from liquor and there's no urge also. And personal experience, I just walked in, I feel different here just now.
Wow.
Yes. I feel somehow in a temple. Yeah. I even sat here, I just feel different. I don't know should I express it or not. I just sat, I'm feeling different myself.
It's all because of the grace of the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Consciousness. It has blessed you through Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi, as far as myself is concerned. And I am immersed in that. And completely dissolved in this state of existence. Because the teachings are so easy to grasp, apply spontaneously without even a moment's gap. In Shaiva Agamas, that master has given what is moksha, what is liberation. Moksho ki nama na eva anyaha swarupa pratanam tatu. Liberation is nothing but spontaneous, immediate awareness. But our individuality cannot digest this fact. The thoughts which arise because of that individuality, the ego. Ego is hidden behind thoughts. Without ego, there cannot be thinking. Even an insignificant thought, even an insignificant idea, nothing can exist without a separate center. Separate center is has identified itself with the physical body. It has assumed this body as the thinker. Whereas the obvious fact is, if the body has the ability to think or act, it should happen in deep sleep. Every cell, everything exists in that supreme awareness. That supreme awareness, it doesn't know that these things exist like this. You are identifying yourself as attained. And always the thinker is there behind, knowingly, unconsciously or consciously. At times consciously, most of the time as practice, consciously. Consciously we see a feeling becoming as a thought and video, audio and video. For an audio track or a video scenery to exist, there must be an entity, psychological entity. That psychological entity is ego itself, directly the ego. Whether you are consciously undergoing that thought or scene or first experience, or unconsciously it is traveling through you in your mind. What can we say for unconscious thinking? Simply happening. Just like a child is blathering, 1 or 2 years old child is blathering, it is projecting itself as a teacher or something, mimics, acts. Most of the people are also unconsciously, they are also like this. This fact that in a human being, it is the ego. Ego is intellect. Ego is mind. Ego is chitta. Ego is sense organs. Ego is physical body. Ego is physical cosmos. Ego is the doer, manipulator. Whatever. Here, any movement, it is because of ego. And for human being alone, all these categorizations exist. Not for a five-sensed animal. Up to the level of five senses, a cow is a five-sensed animal. An elephant is a five-sensed animal. They don't have objectivity at all. They are existing in awareness itself. From single cell amoeba, that is one sense intelligence. So intelligence is classified under gradations of 1 to 6. So 1 to 5 is from plants to animal kingdom. Otherwise, this cosmos is full of planets and stars. Our objectivity has found out all these details. Our objective individuality, the same ego, between an fifth sense animal to a human being or a tribal, it took some millions of years to become a thought, a sound. Some millions. Language as speech and symbols and thinking, we have traveled a lot of millions of years to have a thinking mind. That is a blessing as well as a punishment. For one who turns within and sees who the thinker is, it's a blessing. But for others, it's a tormentation. It's a tyranny. Because total unawareness, total unconsciousness, they don't know who the thinker is. They are manipulated by the thinker. Thinker is the doer. Thinker is the deceiver. Thinker is the deceptor. Thinker is everything. So they take as that body as one who got deceived, one who got succeeded. One is a bliss, another is a punishment. Reward and punishment, constantly on two laps. Tell me, what is the configuration of your thoughts arisal? What is a thought? What is the basis of a thought? Thought is everything. Thought is our living, thought is our this moment, thought is our future. Thought is our family, thought is our nation, thought is all our feelings. And what is a thought?
Sense of I. Sense of I.
That is the main. That is the main holder of the thinking process. Everything is because of ego. As I said, ego is the intellect. Ego is memory. Ego is time. Ego is the senses. Ego is the physical body. Ego is total objectified universe. That means what? Everything is only mentations. Psychological mentations by ego. That is why they are able to say in a single statement, moksho hi nama nayeda anyaha swarupa pratanam hi tat. Just immediate awareness. Spontaneous awareness. That's why the Bhagavan also says, wow, what is Jivan Mukti or liberation? Uruvam, Aruvam, Ayum, Agandai, Uruvalidal Mukti Mudar. Uruvam, Aruvam means what? Whether you have a thought or you are without thought. Emptiness. Who is the seer of it? Whether you have a feeling projected as a thought with audio video and you are immersed in that, you are amazing about it, or simply emptiness. Who is this? What is this emptiness? Who is seeing this emptiness? And what he says, leave both objects, whether it is content oriented or emptiness oriented. Leave both of them aside and just look at who is the analyzer.
Such a simple teaching.
Simple.
How many births?
Simply grace.
So many times you must have told me.
Simply grace. Nowhere in any book, no, in this world, you will find this practical part. This is the ultimate. There is nothing beyond this. And he has shown this and just left it aside also. If you go through all his Bhagavad Vachanamrita, it will be centered around who is the thinker? Who was asleep blissfully? And one more statement. Naan udiyadu ulla nilai, naam aduvai. Finished. So over. There. Naan means the identification with I. I or I am. I am innocent, I am ignorant, I am learned, whatever it is. I am rich, I am poor, I am deceived, I am intelligent, I am smart, whatever it is. This I am, if it doesn't exist, you are already dead. It's not that
Newest.
Actually, it was prior to this. And while we identify as I amness also that exists, this I amness is ignorance.
Thread and the plot.
Yes. That is why the teaching is very clear, the practice is also very clear, but one has to get that conviction. So trust.
Guru's grace. Guru's grace.
Trust. Because the mind cannot just digest this bomb-like truth. Because we take this waking state, we are confused by this waking state. Entity who lives as a separate individual with all this complete projected world. And actually the world is not external. Everything is his own creation. First he is constantly creating himself as the whole thing. That's why I asked you, what is the structure of a thought? First, why does a thought arise? Why does a thought arise? Behind thoughts, first feeling is there. Feeling. This he says in one Upadesam Vihar. உதித்த இடத்தில் ஒடுங்கி இருத்தல், யோகம், பக்தி, ஞானம் இது உந்திப்பட, உண்மை உணர்ச்சியாம் இது உந்திப்பட. That empty blank space out of which all these thoughts arise, that place, that is the abode, that is your true Swarupa. It appears to be empty. It need not arise. Raw intelligence, with the consummation of all variegated feelings in human beings, as well as in all the alive and dead things, inertia, feelings exist. That raw thing is available throughout the cosmos at all times. It need not arise. For a human intellect who searches after truth, you should only apply inference. That is what they say. Shruti, when convincingly it is informed by a master, Shruti,
spoon is to cook.
Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhava. Not chocolate. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. You heard, you should constantly be after that. How can he exist intelligently? Cosmos is pervaded by intelligence. That is evident right from a blade of grass. It has a science. It has a science. You see even an ant, out of the smell, it crawls towards a corner after jaggery. Our senses constantly work with embedded intelligence from ego, from intellect, from mind, from all the senses. What is that intelligence? Though they are utilitarian, good and bad, you take the good, keep away from bad. But what is that intelligence? Isn't it? So, intelligence throughout the waking state is evident. And the observer of this waking state, the entity, as if an individual who lives in this waking state, also completely merges in some darkness. Since he is unaware, it is called as, he takes it to be darkness. Deep sleep appears to be dark. Nothing, empty, devoid of, because this seems to be a grand universe. Sleep becomes like a redundant state. Whereas for a jnani, that is the most crucial thing. He always in a state of sleep to the thinker. Completely keeps him aside. You just check up even in your practice. Do things. Apply and concretely you will see, that is, you be without a thinker, the thinker becoming a doer, the thinker configuring himself within himself to perform an action and attain a result. You just be without him and look at that state. The things of the world which you want to achieve now, that will materialize without you doing.
Actionless action.
Action, it will happen. Where the unconscious people works or performs or acts, there the jnani speaks. Where they sleep, the jnani becomes fully aware. What does it mean? He works only through deep sleep state. It's a full, perfect state. That is why it is called as Anandamaya Kosha. At the center of all the five koshas, the centermost, the sensible point is Anandamaya Kosha. Because the three combination they say, no, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is permeating beyond beginning and beyond end. There is no center, nothing. Only easiness. Easiness means what? Simply emptiness. But it is not empty. It is aliveness itself. And what is that kind of aliveness? It is intelligence material itself. They are unable to isolatedly say as existence alone for this. Without these three words, they are not able to say. Especially in Hinduism, all the Maharishis, all the Jnanis. Satchidananda Swarupam. That is our innate nature, original nature. It is the nature of, be it inertia or a alive human intellect. For them, a waking state man is not an alive person. For a jnani, our intellectualization or the smartness of our day-to-day dealings, they don't consider this thought movement, they don't consider it at all. If you are using thought, you are totally ignorant. They won't use thoughts at all. For them, thoughts will come, but they will be away from thoughts. They work from beyond thoughts, beneath thoughts. They exist like that. Be it for the world or for their own physical existence. Just like seeing a movie, they will be seeing their own physical body and its own thoughts also. The thoughts may be going, coming. How I see you, I will be seeing myself also internally within my own mind. Physically also, I am in this canvas. This hall is a canvas in which you are also being seated, he is also being seated. I am also a scenery in this. But I will never miss the canvas. I will never miss the underlying spirit. It will be through thoughts. I will not approach that. But thoughts cannot do anything. This is the way you have to practice and make redundant. As a thought arises, it becomes redundant. From the worldly point of view, a successful thinker, a most materialistic, successful person, manipulating thoughts, achieving certain objects, achieving certain state of existence in the waking state life, these things don't exist at all. What we can at the most do is constantly know that a separate thinker, how can he exist? Because of habitual tendencies, he got stuck in thoughts. Why does a thought arise? It arises from a feeling. What is a feeling? Yes, a feeling is an identification that has happened in time without investigation that has become me. Isn't it?
Very clear.
That has become me in time. And who is this me? Me is the body. The moment I say body, there is yesterday, there is a week ago, the date this body was born. So all the experiences are chronological moment.
Linear.
So all the confusions arise. Similarly, the future is also projected. Isn't it? A feeling, a constant identification with the three-dimensional time, space, and a separate center. They say cause, space, time. So the feelings that are all habitually experienced, got embedded as a psychosomatic human being. It is popping up from the intelligent state, the fullness state, that is the state of deep sleep, into these identifications. What the Maharishi says, it is not the physical body that is born. It is the egoistic feeling that is born. Egoistic feeling. From this identified feeling, can you look at that feeling without a word? See, I got deceived. That being who got deceived, his identification as a deceived man, that is the kind of feeling for that thought. I got deceived. I am deceived. I have lost. I have succeeded. It's a feeling. Success is identified with pleasure. Deception is identified with something like punishment or something bad that has happened. So it's basically a feeling that is with lot of adjuncts of words, and the moment if someone is deceived, he remembers his deception. If someone reports, immediately the file pops up, it starts advising that man. So this is how they will deceive you. Don't go like that, because this is all his experience. That is why the thought cannot exist without a word. That is why the Rishi says, Bhagavan Ramana Rishi says, Uditta idathil odungiyiru. Uditta idam means what? Where the feeling arises. Raw feeling. Raw feeling is named as a deception. Raw feeling is named as a success. If you really want to conquer this material world also, this is the way. Okay? You will face the worst enemy directly, because you are beyond the feeling. You are seeing the source. He is tightly, who is an enemy? Who thinks himself as an enemy to you? Identification only. It has happened in him. But you are now beyond this. Your way of existence, every moment existence is, even at the raw feeling, it is only that intelligence, supreme awareness. It is jumping, it is pulsating, throbbing. That throb is called chit. That is why it is not lying like a clay. Sat is not a clay-like existence. There are so many dead planets are there. Dead stars are also there. It is not like that. Even space is dead. It is so big, that intelligence is so big, that Sat is so big, it is containing the space. We think the space contains everything. That is why it is bigger than Akasha. It is tinier than an atom. Because it is intelligence itself. Without form. That feeling is also without form. That is why you should be dead to your feeling. You should go dead to your feeling. That is the way even to conquer this material world. Loss is a hollow word from a knowledge point of view. Profit is also a hollow word. Pleasure is a hollow word. Because pairs of opposites are all words given to feelings. When the feelings themselves have no substratum of their own, where is the question of they becoming really a loss to a person, they becoming really a profit to a person? Get this. These are all practicable truths. They transcend all these things. It was a passing feeling about, this fellow was not there for so many months. We went to Chennai, we spoke from Chennai, he said he will come. These are all passing thoughts yesterday, that's all. Without any expectation behind that. There was not even a thinker about this. That is why what thought was thought by me, even that is remembered, not by memory. We did this. If you are so relaxed, if you are so disidentified, if you are all alone within you, fully relaxed, what happens? Everything actually manifests. Everything now. For me, everything is manifesting. Everything. Whether conscious about it or unconscious about it. Today a thing has happened, evening. There was no water in all the taps. What happened? I don't know. The servant maid came and she started with already fetched water. She started doing the work. She reported that there is a lot of problems. Something like that. This has happened around right from 3 o'clock. My wife told me around 5 p.m. Don't check up. Since people are all standing there at the entrance. Security. I was reluctant to go. Simply I was prolonging. Around 5:30, slowly upon her insistence, to know what is the condition of our building. Whether we will have water for night and tomorrow morning. All these things. So I have to go. And she was compelling me. I wore my shirt. I was just moving towards the ring. There was calling book sound. The opposite person, in the opposite flat person, he is holding the post. He has been attending to this from afternoon onwards. The motors were down. He started reporting everything in that switch. All the motors went off because of some power shortage. For a motor to run, some 440 volts or something has to come, but I asked him, water is there? Yes, all the sumps are with full water, but no lifting because of motor's failure. So we are working on it. Okay, involuntary. I was reluctant to go. whether trivial thing, the biggest things, the whatever. Because this is a one-third drama. Waking state already carved out. Everything is carved out.
It's time.
Predestined. You get up and you start identifying yourself as Ajay and as if you are seeing a new morning, new dawning of the sun.
There was one question in the day by day with Ramana. One devotee says, how does sleep overpower us? Bhagavan, how does sleep overpower us? And Bhagavan says, just as the waking state overpowers you. Even the waking state is overpowering us.
Yes. Actually, the arousal of ego, no, it is also a spiritual act. It is a spiritual act. It is a smeared intelligence with feelings converted as continuous conversion as audio and video sceneries in memory.
They call it scorpionic grip or something.
Scorpionic grip.
The term they're using it.
Oh.
The possession of the ego.
No, possession of this.
Scorpionic grip.
Yes. It is everything. It is the time, it is the space, physical space, it is the time, it is the mental space, it is your tendencies, it is your vasanas, it is the material for those vasanas, even the physical world, achievements. So everything is 1/3. And however much one jumps and shouts and dances throughout the waking state, he has to get into sleep. He has to go into sleep. And sleep is also not away from waking state. Just the next gap, the next thought to arise. There is a gap, no? That is sleep. That is what he simply says. Naan udiyadu udalali namadiyadu udalali. It is easy to understand as a simple statement. It is very profound also. If you go, if you investigate, profoundest truth. What is actually spiritual realization? You are becoming the truth itself. The realization is going to such an extent, you are going empty of a separate existence. To such an extent, you become the spirit itself. You become the very spirit, the very intelligence. And it simply throbs, pulsates, it animates, without even being aware that things are getting animated. For the spirit, there is no cosmos, there is nothing out of it, because it is full. Even though it is full, even in our thought it is full, fully occupying our mental movement of the thoughts which move in our mind. It is every moment the mental space, the space of intelligence, all things are filled only by that. There is no other at all. There is no other at all. And if you see the dance so closely without a seer, that's why we should know when we see that there becomes no observer. When you see the thinker in you, when you see the planner in you, when you see the movement of a decision that is going on intensely in you, how to go this way or that way, whether to do this or not to do this, and especially on the thinker's perspective, if you look at the thinker, the one who wants to decide, then the observer vanishes. Then only the observer is the observed. Everything is that intelligence. Otherwise, everything rushes. immediately, and you are filled with thinking. You are again in cloud. Constant patterns of thinking. That is why one has to do so intensely. One has to live so intensely. So intensely. Otherwise, because in our physical experience, there is no, this time is a fallacy. It's a fiction. This physical, chronological time, no? Even a kshana, a moment of that, no? It's immense. It is without a start and without an end. Without a start, without beginning, without an end. It is actually timelessness. So the practice ultimately is look at the thought through its origin, that is a feeling, and remove all the names, the sounds attached to it. Simply remove. The actor in that scenery, on that feeling that has arisen. Remove him. He is only a name. Make everything empty. The audio, the video, the content, and everything goes empty. The raw feeling alone exists. That is it. Finished. நான் உதியாது உள்ள நிலை நாம் அதுவாய் உள்ளது. And he compels us without knowing the origin of the entity who arises from you, from the feeling. How can you reach the truth? That is the next two lines of this verse. நான் உதியாது உள்ள நிலை நாம் அதுவாய் உள்ள நிலை. நான் உதிக்கும் தானமதை நாடாமல். Where this feeling originates as the identified I, as an actor, as a doer, as a decider, as a planner, as a successful person or a deceptive person. If you look at so carefully, you will see the drama, how it is unfolding. Even if I want to take a book from the other room, complete that room and the book and everything, for in a split second, dramatically the mind generates with a feeling. In mind's time and mind space. After the physical activities. This is how the registration is taking place in our minds. Tendencies. How the tendency? That is why we have to go opposite, in the opposite direction of creating a tendency. There cannot be a tendency at all. There is no question of unawareness. There is no question of letting things to happen. Not even a sound to move inside our mind. Without investigation, they will not let it to go. Not even for normal human beings, what happens? Thinking is a pleasure trip. Even burdens, worries are all jolly trip.
I think therefore I am.
They have taken that very solidly. So they will be treading the path of thinking more and more. Not even a sound will pass. And an investigator's mind, a true seeker, the place to catch hold of all the nonsense is only this. There is nothing called as jnana. Only ignorance prevails. If ignorance goes, only it is like a daylight. Only jnana. What is jnana? Jnana is nothing. Simply awareness itself. Awareness itself without time and space, without this body, without mind, without anything and everything. Only. It will be like the state of the state of wisdom or the state of realization, Bhagavan says it will be like falling unconscious. If one is unconscious for some moments, one falls unconscious for some moment, he wakes up and says, when did I fall? How did I fall? Where are we? All these things. No? For a jnani, he will be in this state without questioning it. But in an alive way. That is why even when the death happens, physical death happens also, he knows that. This is the last breath which is getting out of me. This drama is falling off. He knows for sure the body is falling. Everything. This so-called the dream only. Dream only. That is why we fall asleep every night. There is something called as death. Physical death. Which is not real also. It is just like sleep. Between two waking states, one deep sleep state is there. The same way between two births, there is one something called as a past period for that physical form. The feelings are there, floating with tendencies. Even now. Non-stop nonsense is the continuation of waking state mind. Deep sleep, there is nothing called as continuity. Deep sleep is not, if you go for sleep between 11 p.m. and wake up at 6 p.m. It is not one moment by one moment. It is timelessness itself. There is no quality, there is no quantity, there is no measurement of time. That is the true state of time. That is why jnana is the most sahaja, that is the most natural. It is existing. That is why there should not be effortful try to attain that. You should you should be with the master to know the intricacies and the nuances and how to take the practice within. Because everything is within.
Effortless.
Oh, effortless effort. Again, effortless effort. You should know there is no observer. Now I am observing without an observer. This is true observation. From the observer's point of view, you will have to say it is effort. But actually, it is no observer at all. It is effortless. So, effortless effort. But effort. This they will never leave. They will not underestimate this and keep it aside at all. Because it is the profoundest treasure. The existence there. Because you yourself can see, if you let loose, what happens? You are. Again, all the thoughts pattern converge. Deliver.
There is some metaphor, no? That one person is walking in a dark night and suddenly there is a lightning. And the flash of light or nidhi kadaikiradhu appdi. There is a metaphor for that. Is that that paradigm shift that
Yes. Because when it dawns now, when the realization is like, see, you are on a plane where it is full moon night. Or what is it? The dark Amavasya. Blue moon.
No more.
Okay, no more. And the shadow is cast all over, the clouds are cast over the underneath. And suddenly there is this lightning streak. In that, when he watches, he sees the grandest ocean or a mountain smeared with snow in that light. So such a space was covered with darkness, no? The same way, no? It happens instantly only. Yes. Realization happens because it is timelessness. Its nature is timelessness. But for that, one has to be constantly after that. Day and night, 24/7. He has to be after that. It is not because it is again grace. Even to be after that 24/7 is grace.
Yes.
Revelation is grace. Realization is grace. Ignorance is grace. Everything is grace. But all the tracks are removed. Once he realizes, no, who was ignorant, who was attained, there exists nothing because there is no separate self. Only one self.
That is greatest paradox.
Huh?
Till the time you know that truth, the minute you know the truth, you will be thinking, okay, I'm going to look back and laugh. Then when you look back, all the time it was only that.
Only that.
It was never the ignorance.
Only that. You cannot laugh at yourself, you cannot laugh at the world,
Yes.
you cannot do anything, you will simply pray with folded hands, everything
Lila.
in front of you. Because everything is in that. Everything is that. You only see that, you don't see the objective universe at all. That is why in Zen, no, on Master 6th Patriarch, she has given a beautiful three sentences practice. One is non-objectivity. Non-objectivity. There is no question of observing objectification at all. That is what Bhagavan says, Viditta Edatte. Where you get to objectify, where you go to objectify as a separate existence, as if you are the observer, that place itself is the truth. That is a true feeling also, he says. The same thing, non-objectivity. Then idealessness. Because the moment one object comes, it is surrounded with ideas, lot of ideas, for and against. Patterns. This is second. Then third is non-attachment. These are the three principles. Non-objectivity, idealessness, then non-attachment. These 3 points. So this is the inner practice. Be with that, be with that, be with that, be with that. Empty, 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 empty everything. You need not do anything. It has to descend. It has to down into. We'll finish with this.